Alright, next we're going to create a simple button. Go ahead and click on New. Okay, move that out of the way. Click on New Layer. Now over here we have our toolbar. I'm going to create a black shadow that is going to go underneath my buttons. So I'm going to change my fill color to actual black. I want to make sure that this is set to no stroke. I don't want any kind of outline. I'm going to go to the rectangle tool. When you click on the rectangle tool, you get some rectangle options. For instance, I can bevel my edges. So if I go to, say, 25 to 30, I can get a nice black box with beveled edges. Just like for the logo, I want to right-click on this, and I want to convert it to symbol. This is going to be Scaleform shadow. Once again, a movie clip without registration, and the instance name will be Scaleform shadow underscore MC. Even if you don't end up using some of these instance names, I find that it's useful to just put them in, so if you want to manipulate them later, you have that option. In addition, shadows are sort of unworldly, unsolid, so once something is a symbol, if you go down here to color effect, there's a variety of things you can do. You can change the brightness, tint, or you can also change the alpha. If you click on color effect alpha, then you can fiddle with the transparency of that image. I'm going to set it at about 50. Okay, pay attention a little bit closely here because this is very easy to miss. We want to make a button right here that the player can press. However, we don't want to make yet another object. We want to make a button that is part of this background. So instead of editing scene 1, that is the entire flash stage, we're going to double click inside that shadow we just created. You'll notice up here this changes from scene 1 to SF shadow. Now we are not editing the whole document, we are just editing this one layer. And you'll see that the layers have changed. Instead of logo and shadow, now we just have layer 1, that is the black rectangle that we just created. So we'll go ahead and lock that, add a new layer, and let's create a new rectangle. How about something light gray? If we set the properties, we can make sure there's a little bit of a bevel, and we'll make a button just like that. Just like before, we have to right-click on that button, we have to convert it to symbol, and we need to name it something that we won't forget. So Scaleform button, and since it is conceivable that one day I might want to have more than one button, I'll name it SF button play. I'll make sure that I set the type equal to button and not movie clip, and I will make sure to give it an instance name because remember it is the instance names that we manipulate in ActionScript. SF button play MC. I would like this to be a little bit transparent as well, so I'll add alpha 50%, and now we probably need some sort of text on top. So let's, and you know, I think that it would be best for the text to be part of that button and not part of the larger menu. So once again, I'm going to double click inside that button. Now I'm editing scene 1, SF shadow, SF button play. Once again, I just have that one layer, so I'll lock it and create a new one. This time I'll go to the text tool. I'll choose some, let's say something pretty bright. I'll type play. Resize it, make sure that it's in some font and size that I can live with. Might be a little bit too big. Yeah, so let's drop that down to 80. Maybe 92. Now, because this is part of, I'm never going to want that to move separate from the button that it's on. I'm not going to make it into a symbol, but I am going to give it a name. I'm going to call that, let's say, play txt. If you do not see an instance name box here, you might have to change this from static text to dynamic text right here.